everybody, I just finished Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy, and I have got to talk about it. I picked this book up because it was a girl studying abroad in London, and all the right things in the details. As someone who studied abroad in Ireland, I was here for it immediately. And Elle Kennedy never disappoints. So let's dive in. So we have Abby. She's our main character. She is the daughter of a former rock star, and he is so overprotective. And he's freaking out that she's gonna go study in London. He's like giving her crime stats and like all this stuff. And she's like, Dad, I'm going, and I'm living in a house with all girls, and I'm gonna do my school year, and like, you're gonna be fine. Go talk to your therapist, is basically what she tells him all the time. So she goes, she lands middle of the night in London, and she goes and knocks on the door, and a guy answers the door, and she's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Lee. And she's like, oh shit. And she realizes pretty quickly when she sees all the housemates that they all have names that she assumed belonged to girls. And they are indeed not girls. It's a house full of boys. It's Lee, Jamie, and Jack/Jackie, which is why she thought they all were girls, because they called Jack Jackie in one of the emails. So she decides to stay. She's not going to tell her dad. She's like, nope, can't do it. Can't tell dad. He's going to try to make me come home, and I'm not doing it. So kudos kind of to her. Lying to parents always ends badly. But here we are. So they have a house meeting the next morning when she is there, and they're like, there's one rule in the house. No dating anybody in the house. We had a girl that lived here before, and she slept with Jamie, and it all went haywire. And she's like, yeah, cool, great. But she's starting to kind of have feelings for Jack. And she's like, no, can't have feelings for Jack. Can't do it. So that kind of kicks off the like forbidden romance, so to speak. And then they all go out with a group of friends to the bar, and there's a band playing, and the bassist walks on stage, and she is immediately smitten. Like, love at first sight, like, ooh, who is he? And oh my god, I'm such a cliche, I'm falling for a musician, and my dad's a famous musician, and it was just, she was having kind of an existential crisis about it. But that is Nate. And there is quickly a lot of it, of a love triangle in her mind with Nate and Jack, because she's kind of going back and forth. Like, I can't date Jack because he's a roommate, but I can date Nate, and he's kind of a bad boy, and he drives a motorcycle, and it's just a wonderful story. The secondary plot to this story is that she's doing research on a painting that she bought at a estate sale of the Tullys, and they're, you know, British aristocracy who have fallen from grace because the lord of the estate is kind of an ass. He has quite the reputation for being like a playboy and just like the worst. So they're selling things off because they need money. So she finds this painting, and she just wants to know who this girl is in this painting. So the journey of her finding out who that is and like that person's story was actually really fun, and how it connects the whole story together at the end was just awesome. And I'm not going to tell you anything about the ending because I don't believe in spoilers, because Doctor Who. Spoilers. Anyway, I just don't like spoilers. But yeah, it is a great journey of who will she pick? Will she pick any of them? Who is the mystery woman in the painting? And I just literally loved everything about it. I gave it 5 stars. It's also being adapted into a series, and I cannot wait to see who they cast. I almost kind of hope that they're like nobodies, so that I don't have like a preconceived notion of them, but then I also have really like vivid imagery of what they should look like. So that's also a little bit stressing me out. Because we all know when there's a book to screen adaptation, it gets dicey. But I have full faith that Elle Kennedy is going to be very involved, please, in this show, in this series, in this casting, and that it's going to be everything we want it to be. And I cannot wait. It's just been announced. I don't even know if they're looking at casting yet. Who knows? But I'm excited for it because this book was just an epic journey, and I am here for it, and I'm kind of intrigued. Elle Kennedy, are you going to write more in this universe? Are we going to get some side stories of people? Maybe. Who knows? I would love to read more about this world. And that is the end of this review of Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. 100%, you have to go read it. It's amazing. Enjoy.